Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Thursday, 5th of September 2024. This day is famous for the celebration of Teachers' Day. Teachers' Day is celebrated annually on September 5th to honor and appreciate the contributions of teachers and educators to the development of the students and society as a whole. This day holds special significance as it commemorates the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a renowned philosopher, scholar, and the second president of India. Dr. Radhakrishnan himself was dedicated teacher and believer in the importance of educating in shaping the nation's future. Once again, this day holds special significance as it commemorates the birth anniversary of the Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a renowned philosopher, social scholar, and the second president of India. International Day of Charity is also celebrated on September 5 to commemorate the day of passing away of great missionary Mother Teresa. Starting the newspaper analyst with the newspaper The Hindu states that Morning Digest Supreme Court to hear today Kejriwal's plea against arrest by Central Bureau of Investigation. BJP names 67 candidates for Haryana Assembly polls. Employ ex-servicemen, state security forces in high-risk areas of hospitals, Health Ministry says. The Union Health Ministry has suggested employing ex-servicemen as a security personnel in the hospital areas which have been identified as a high risk as one of the measures to enhance safety and security for doctors and healthcare workers. Manpower can also be engaged from the state security forces, it said. To alert SCR's patrolling trackmen avert major disaster. The railway track connecting Kesmudram and Intakin that was washed away due to the heavy rains. The duo showed the presence of the mind when flood water washed away tracks at the different places between the Kesamudram, Intikene, and Talapuspa and Mahabubadad sections. Two trackmen of the South Central Railway, G. Mohan and Jagdish, patrolling the vulnerable section of the railway track amid pouring rain, averting a major mishap when they sent alerts to the higher authorities about the flood water washing away the tracks along with the ballast at the different places between the Kesamandram and Intikane and Talapusale and Mahabubadad section on Saturday midnight and the early hours of the Sunday. Railway sources informed on Wednesday, September 4, 2024 that both the trackmen on the either side of the section had alerted their respective sections engineers concerned about the tracks getting inundated first and also about getting washed away between the midnight and early hours of Sunday. Dharamveer shatters Asian record for gold, Surma secures silver in the club throw. Dharamveer of the teams India celebrates with the fans after winning the men's club throw F51 on the day 7 of the Paris 2024 Summer Paralympic Games at the Stade de France on September 4, 2024. Dharamveer hurled the club to a distance of 34.92 meters in his fifth attempt to claim the top spot on the podium. Dharamveer smashed the Asian record to claim the gold medal, while his compatriot Pranav Surma clinched the silver as Indian club throwers dominated the men's F51 event of the Paralympics here on Wednesday, September 4, 2024. After four further attempts, the 35-year-old world championship bronze medalist from the Sonpat, Dharamveer hurled the club to a distance of 34.92 meters in his fifth attempt to claim the top spot on the podium. Owaisi demands action against those involved in Jainur violence. Cow vigilantes are being empowered by the Haryana government, says Hyderabad parliamentarian. Hyderabad parliamentarian Asaduddin Owaisi on Wednesday demanded that all those involved in the Jainur communal violence be booked and apprehended, even as insisted that no anti-social element should be allowed to take law into their hands. Mr. Owaisi was speaking to the media at the party headquarters in Dar es Salaam, where he said that he spoke to Director General of the Police Jitendra, who assured him that the situation was being closely monitored. The DGP has assured me the Asifabad SP, Superintendent of Police, should normalize the situation. All those involved in the violence should be arrested, Mr. Owaisi said, adding that it was unacceptable that the vandals damaged property, two-wheelers and torch objects. Now, going to the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Bangladesh are ready to resolve 1971 issues with Pakistan Minister Nahid Islam, a student protester who was sworn in as a minister in Bangladesh's interim government. Bangladesh wants to resolve the issue of 1971 war of liberation with Pakistan and strengthen the relation between the two countries to ensure a democratic South Asia. Nahid Islam, the broadcasting and IT minister of the interim government, said during a meeting with the Pakistani envoy to Dhaka. Ties between the Bangladesh and Pakistan were at an all-time low during Hasina's tenure, especially after she put several leaders of the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami on charges of war crimes during the 1971 war. Hindustan Times also states that Rahul Gandhi attacks BJP for snatching Jammu and Kashmir's statehood, pledge to restore it. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and the National Conference President Farooq Abdullah addressing the crowd during the rally in Duru, Anantnag. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Wednesday attacked the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP for snatching Jammu and Kashmir's statehood and reiterated the pledge to restore it, while expressing confidence that the Congress and Allied National Conference will form the next government in the region. Gandhi, who held twin rallies in both the Jammu and Kashmir divisions, also spoke about his blood relationship with the Jammu and Kashmir, the self-respect of the region's people, and the importance of raising their issues and pain in the parliament. He also made an appeal to the Kashmiri Pandits for joining them to move ahead together. For the first time in the independent India, a state was downgraded to a union territory and rights of the people were snatched. It never happened before, he said. The Union government in 2019 stripped Jammu and Kashmir of its semi-autonomous status by revoking the constitution's Article 370 and divided the region into the two UTs. The region is going to its first assembly elections since 2014 in the three phases in September month and October month. Those spouse expected to remain in marriage at risk of a malicious prosecution. High Court Prayagraj at the Allahabad High Court, while setting aside the decision of the lower court, has held that no spouse is expected to remain in a marriage under the risk of the false criminal prosecution. Assam makes registering Muslim marriages and divorces mandatory under the new law. The court made this observation upon finding that a woman had made reckless allegations of the dowry harassment against her estranged husband who was seeking a divorce. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, India-United Kingdom Free Trade Agreement within a finger-touching distance, Niti Aayog CEO. The UKIIFB was signed between Niti Aayog and the City of London Corporation in London. Niti Aayog CEO BVR Subramaniam. 500 Security and Exchange Board of India officials flagged toxic work culture to government officers misguided, says our regulator. Employees also raised an issue on updation of the SEBI's automated management information system for KRA's key result areas, which had been designated to bring more transparency, fairness, and accountability within the SEBI. Junior officers originally aggrieved in respect of HRA have been misguided perhaps by external elements. Arani sets up arm in Kenya for airport business. The subsidiary aims to take over the operate and manage airports with the tax ongoing to invest in the airport business, it said in an exchange filing. The group is currently in talks to invest in the Nairobi airport. Going towards the world news, including 5 things to know about the Venezuelan President Maduro declaring the Christmas in the October. How Brazilian X ban is affecting the celebrations and fans' accounts. Canada's Jagmeet Singh's New Democratic Party pulls support from the Trudeau's government. Since China's Consul General in New York expelled the report, Ukrainian Foreign Minister resigns as Zelensky's plan overhaul of a wartime government. Georgia high school shooting, 4 casualties reported, suspect now in custody. Now going to the science and tech, we have the doctors remove massive hairball from 8-year-old girl's stomach. The girl underwent open surgery to remove the hairball as it was too large and sticky to be removed endoscopically. She was suffering from several symptoms that are linked to trichophagia, a compulsive eating of hair. When their 8-year-old child had frequent vomiting and poor appetite, little did the parents realize that she was suffering from the rare medical condition. Doctors at a private hospital where she was taken concluded that the girl was suffering from the trichophagia, a condition caused by trichophagia, the compulsive eating of the hair, also known as the Rapunzel syndrome. A team of doctors removed a massive hairball from her stomach, revealing her of the symptoms. Star Health rolls out insurance policy in Bradley. Star Health Insurance Allied Insurance Company Limited Managing Director and CEO Anand Roy and Ballot Industries co-founder and chairman Srikant Bola during the launch of the India's first health insurance policy in Bradley at a Trident Hotel in the Mumbai on Wednesday. Star Health and Allied Insurance Co. Limited announced the launch of the India's first insurance policy, Special Care Gold in Bradley, to meet the unique needs of the persons with the disabilities (PWDs). This is a significant step towards ensuring that the visually impaired and blind diaspora can access information and make independent decisions on the matters related to their health and finance, said the private insurer in the statement. United States antitrust trial targets Google's digital and business. Alphabet's Google faces a trial in the second antitrust case next week. Alphabet's Google faces trial in the second antitrust case in the United States, where the Department of Justice will challenge how the search engine monetizes advertising through a system that prosecutors say harms news publishers. Alphabet's Google faces trial in the second antitrust case next week, where the United States Department of Justice will challenge how the search engine monetizes advertising through a system that prosecutors say harms news publishers. The case is part of the Biden administration's effort to rein in the big tech through the antitrust law and follows a major win for the Justice Department in a separate lawsuit on August 5th, when a judge found that Google illegally monopolized on online search. Now, this is the most important news, that it is almost impossible to keep teens off their phones in bed, but new research shows it really does affect their sleep. Photographs used for the representational purpose only. Sleep guidelines recommend no screen use in the hour or two before bed, but we found screen time in the 2 hours before bed had little impact on young people's sleep. Instead, it was screen time once in the bed that caused problems. Parents of the children and teenagers have long been warned about the dangers of screen time and digital devices before the bed. The worry being that the screens could harm the sleep patterns of the young people. But do screens really hurt the length and quality of the sleep? Our new research found that using a screen in bed was worse for sleep than using screens for hours before going to bed. Sleep guidelines recommended no screen use in the hour or two before bed, but we found screen time in the 2 hours before bed had a little impact on young people's sleep. Instead, it was screen time once in the bed that caused problems. Using cameras to track devices usage and sleep, we found using the device in a bed could cause more harm than screen time right up to bedtime. These findings challenge longer held assumptions about screen time at night and could help parents improve the quality of their children's sleep. connecting sleep and screens. A number of global organizations recommend adolescents stop using devices in the hour or two before bed and instead undertake activity like reading a book or quiet time with the family. But these recommendations are based on the research with a number of limitations. The studies were designed in such a way that researchers could link sleep and screens, but they don't tell us if the changes in how young people use the screens had an effect on the length or quality of the sleep. Teen nighttime activity. It quickly became obvious that adolescents spent a lot of their screen time while in the bed. Our analysis looked at the two time periods from the 2 hours before they got into the bed and from when they were in the bed, clearly under the covers until they put their devices down and were clearly lying to go to sleep. Our data show 99% of the adolescents used the screens in the 2 hours before the bed. More than half once they were in the bed and third even after bed trying to go to sleep for the night. Just one teenager did not use screens before bed on any of the 4 nights. Revisiting guidelines. Our research was observational study looking at the established screen habits of young people. The next step to better understanding this will be to conduct experiments that can actually prove different types and timings of the screen time affect sleep. That is said, what we have already found challenges existing guidelines. Screens at night may not be the bogey man they have been made out to be, but allowing you young people to have screens in the bed can be detrimental to their quality of sleep. So the simple message might to be to keep those devices out of the bedroom. And also one more important news is that the road crashes are biggest cause of deaths due to the unintentional injuries in India, report. The report released by the Union Health Ministry found that the road accidents accounted for the 43.7% of unintentional injuries causing deaths, drawing accounted for the 7.3 to 9.1% of such fatalities. Road crashes are the biggest cause of the deaths due to the unintentional injuries in India, accounting for the more than 43% of such fatalities, with over speeding being the leading reason according to a new report. The other contributors to the deaths due to the unintentional injuries are drawing, falls, poisoning and burns. The report, titled in the National Strategy for Prevention of the Unintentional Injury, compiled by the Ministry of the Health, was launched during the Safety 2024, the 15th World Conference on Injury Prevention and Safety Promotion of 2024. There were 430,504 deaths from the unintentional injuries and 170,924 deaths due to the intentional injuries in India in 2022. From 2016 to 2022, there has been a marginal increase in deaths due to the unintentional and intentional injuries. Road traffic crashes, RTCs, are the highest cause of the unintentional injuries of 43.7%, the report said. The report noted that despite efforts to improve the road safety, India continues to grapple with the high number of fatalities due to the road traffic injuries. The mortality ratio remains constant at approximately 86% for the males and 14% for the females. Overspeeding is leading cause of these deaths, accounting for the staggering 75.2% of the fatalities. Other major contributing factors include the driving on the whole or on the wrong side of the road 5.8%, and driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs is 2.5%. Analysis of the RTIs reveals a significant disparity in the mortality rates based on the location. Rural areas where the brunt of the RTI fatalities, with a staggering 67.8% of the deaths occurring there compared to 32.2% in urban areas. Furthermore, the data suggests that the open areas and residential zones might be particularly dangerous, with a potentially higher fatality rates compared to the other location, the report said. The national highways, which have a share of only 2.1% of the total road length in the country, account for the maximum number of the road fatalities, and were responsible for 45 lives per 100 kilometers in 2022. The three-day conference is being hosted by the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, George Institute of Global Health in the collaboration with the AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Science, National Institute of Mental and Health and Neurosciences, NIHANS, and is co-sponsored by the World Health Organization. Continued action needed, experts Itani Krug and Chair, International Organization Committee for World Conferences on Injury Prevention, IOC, World Health Organization, highlighted the need for continued action to prevent road traffic deaths, falls and violence. The global injury and violence prevention community has made good progress in the building evidence on what works to prevent road traffic deaths, falls and violence against the children and the women among their other injuries. However, the injuries and violence still take the lives of around 4.4 million, that is 44 lakh people every year. Much more action is needed. Safety 2024 will be a unique opportunity for the community to share their latest knowledge and experiences and generate further momentum to save lives, he said. Jagnur, head of the injury program at the George Institute of the Global Health, said, "We must shift our focus from the just changing human behavior to adopting comprehensive safety systems approach that include safer roads and vehicles, with a strong emphasis on protecting our most vulnerable roads users, pedestrians, motorized two-wheeler riders and cyclists." At the conference, international experts are uniting with a goal of building a safer future for all, equitable and sustainable strategies for injury and violence prevention. The conference will focus on the 5 key themes: improving coordination and collaboration among the stakeholders, strengthening capacity for research and practice, integrating injury prevention with the global health agents such as sustainability and equity, empowering communities, and promoting informed policy making. Now, at last, there's a famous quotation said by Mother Teresa, which is a famous Mary Teresa Boja Zighu is her full name. Birth anniversary is 26th of August to 1910 up to 5th September 1997. Better known as Mother Teresa, was an Albanian Indian Catholic nun and the founder of the Missionaries of a Charity born in the Skopje, then the part of the Ottoman Empire. She was raised in a devotedly Catholic family. At the age of 18, she moved to Ireland to join the Sisters of the Loreto and later to India, where she lived most of her life and carried out her missionary work. On a 4th of September 2016, she was canonized by the Catholic Church as the Saint of the Teresa of Calcutta. The anniversary of her death, 5th September, that is today, is now observed as her feast day, which is famous. Mother Teresa founded the Missionaries of the Charity and a religious congregation that was initially dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor in the slums of Calcutta. Over the decades, the congregation grew to operate in over 133 countries as of 2012, with more than 4,500 nuns managing homes of those dying from the HIV, AIDS, leprosy and tuberculosis, as well as the running soap kitchens, dispensaries, mobile clinics, orphanages and schools. Members of the order take vows of chastity, poverty and obedience, and also profess a 4th vow to give the wholehearted or free service to the poorest of the poor. Miss Mother Teresa received several honors, including 1960 Roman Magsaysay Peace Prize and the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. However, she was also a controversial figure, drawing a criticism for her staunch opposition to abortion and contraception, as well as for the poor condition in some of her charitable institutions. Her life and her work have inspired the books, documentaries, and films. Her authorized biography, written by Naveen Chawla, was published in 1992, and on 6th of September 2017, she was named a co-patron of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Calcutta alongside the Saint Francis Xavier. She says a very famous quotation says that, "Do not wait for the leaders, do it alone, person to person, be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies." Okay, thank you.